Hold on. Did Trump just approve $5,000 checks for millions of Americans? Is this real? And are you eligible to get one? If you're okay with getting a $5,000 check, please hit the like button and type yes right now in the comments. Well, buckle up, guys, because what you're about to hear could change everything about how you see your next paycheck, your Social Security, and maybe even your taxes for the rest of the year. Now, this isn't just another stimulus promise that fades into thin air. This one actually has Elon Musk behind it. It has congressional scrambling, okay? And it just hit the Supreme Court. Now, that's how serious this is getting. So in today's video, I'm going to break it all down for you guys. If you appreciate that, definitely hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I want to talk to you guys about who qualifies for the Doge checks. The answer might actually shock you. We're going to talk about like how you could actually receive one and the one major fight that could derail all of this stuff unless something changes real fast. So what's holding it up? When could these checks actually hit your bank account? Does anyone care about that? Does anyone care when the checks can hit your bank account? And will President Trump's radical new plan make the IRS obsolete? Guys, we have some serious leaks. We've got court battles. We got the president himself teasing these checks in emails sent out just days ago. So stick with me, guys, because by the end of this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly where this stands, what's real, what's not, and what you need to do right now if you want to be first in line. All right. So this is probably the most important update on Trump's stimulus plan to date. And trust me, guys, you do not want to miss a second of it. All right. So let's go ahead and break this down. What exactly are these Doge stimulus checks, also known as like Doge dividend refund checks? Well, they started as this bold idea from this guy called James Fishback. For those of you guys who don't know James Fishback, he's the CEO of Azoria. His proposal, take 20% of the savings from the Trump-backed Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge, not the cryptocurrency Doge, but Elon Musk's Doge, all right? Send all of that 20% of the savings back to the people who actually funded the system to begin with, which is you. So that's the taxpayers. All right. So, but here's a little known fact. The average person's choosing a suboptimal Medicare plan and they're overpaying by hundreds of dollars every single year. Chapter is solving that problem with a much smarter approach. So you see, what Chapter does is they compare every plan in your area. There's no bias. There's no sales gimmicks. They just provide clear, tailored answers for you. People like Julie in Kansas, she's already saving $400 a year. Jamie in Texas, $600 back in her Social Security check. Can I get a show of hands? How many people would be happy with an extra $600 in their Social Security check, right? Well, guys, I think it's pretty clear. Their mission started with their own parents getting screwed over, and now they're helping thousands to avoid that. So I'm going to leave the phone number for Chapter down below, 909-563-8279. But it might be easier to just hit them up on the web. You can reach them at askchapter.org/Ron. I'll leave a link for you guys in the description down below. They're super nice people over there, and all they want to do is help. So hit the link in the description down below. It probably takes a couple seconds. Medicare optimized. But check this out, guys. Here's the deal. If Doge hits $2 trillion in savings, that 20% cut, this 20% cut would mean a $5,000 check for every eligible household. I know it sounds incredible, right? But here's the catch. There's always a catch, right? So as of now, Doge has only saved $165 billion, which means you would be looking at something closer to a few $100s per person, not the full $5,000 check just yet. Now, the math is very simple. The savings aren't quite there yet, but the plan is. In fact, this isn't just wishful thinking. Elon Musk, he gave it the green light. Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, CEO of SpaceX, and all these other wonderful companies. He said, look, I like it. I'm on board. So then he went ahead and passed it on to Trump. Trump, who replied, I support it. I'm sending it to Congress. We've got Trump behind this thing, guys. So this plan has momentum. The framework is in motion, and Congress is now debating whether to include these Doge checks in a line item and a massive tax reform bill being written right now. But here's the question. Can they get it passed in time? Well, and more importantly, will you be included if it does, right? So I'm going to go ahead and answer these for you guys because the real drama is actually unfolding inside of Congress. It's always Congress, right? We're going to talk about where this bill is just days away from either exploding into action or possibly falling flat on the floor. But guys, drop a quick yes in the comments down below if you think this stimulus plan should go through, or type a no if you think that the money should go toward paying off the deficit instead, the federal, $36 trillion deficit that we have. But anyway, stay right there, guys, because I want to walk you guys through the exact status of this bill in Congress, what's really going on behind closed doors, and more importantly, why Republicans are fighting over it as Trump's team tries to push this thing forward. So, all right, let's talk about what's happening right now in Congress, because that's where this whole Doge stimulus plan is either going to die or live or whatever it's going to do, right? So here's what we know. The framework for President Trump's new tax reform bill, often called this big, beautiful bill, it's already been passed. So that's the good thing. It's already passed. That means that the funding blocks are approved. But here's the twist. So the actual line items like the Doge dividend, refund checks, they're still being negotiated. And it's a little messy, I will admit. Behind the scenes, Republican lawmakers, they're butting heads, not just over stimulus, but over Medicaid, taxes, anti-poverty programs. Some are even pushing hard to get the Doge dividend checks included, while others are focused more on, let's just say, different priorities. Now, here's where it gets really, really interesting. The Trump campaign has already started emailing supporters. And let me know if you got an email floating the idea of these $5,000 Doge checks and fundraising messages. Now, this is a very strong signal. This is more than a trial balloon, okay? This is a political strategy. Think about it, guys. Stimulus checks tied to government savings, backed by Elon Musk, James Fishback, and Donald Trump, just months before the election. You see where I'm going with that, right? That's not just policy. That's a movement. But it all comes down to this next moment, whether Republicans can agree on the final list of what actually gets funded. And that list is being written right now as we speak. So, hey, we could just be days away from this bill being finalized. Or, let's be real. It could get stuck in political quicksand, just like so many other things in Washington, right? So let me ask you this. Drop me a quick comment. Do you think Congress is going to include these checks? Plain and simple. Yes or no? Drop a yes if you believe that they're going to pull it off. Drop a no if you think they're going to fumble the ball at the last second. And now here's where it gets even more personal, because in this next section, I want to talk to you guys about the eligibility fight. And hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below. Answer to who actually gets a check. Does anybody care about who actually gets a check? Because it might not be as clear as you think. Now, some reports are coming out. They're saying only net income taxpayers are going to qualify. But the man behind the plan, James Fishback, he says that's dead wrong. And the truth will surprise a lot of people. All right, so let's answer the big question that's on everybody's mind right now, right? Who actually qualifies for the $5,000 Doge dividend refund checks? Because depending on who you ask, the answer, it changes, right? Now, some media outlets, including The Hill, they've reported that only net income taxpayers will qualify, meaning if you get more in tax credits than you pay in, or maybe if you're low income, you would actually be excluded, meaning no check for you, not a zip, maybe not even an email, not even a dang, my bad, nothing. But hold on. Because James Fishback, the guy who literally created the Doge check proposal, he came out And he said flat out, that is false. According to James Fishback, anyone earning income in 2025 would be eligible. Now that changes the game. Guys, that includes seniors collecting Social Security, part-time workers, people who just started working again. I mean, hell, some people might just get a job just to get that check, just so that they can check the box of having had a job, right? Even folks who've been out of the workforce and just re-entered this year, right? They're even calling it a Doge signing bonus if you return to work in 2025. Now, how many people would just go back to work for 2 weeks so you can get a $5,000 Doge check on top of it, right? Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be willing to at least consider that. Think about how huge that would be. Now, not only does it expand eligibility far beyond what the media is reporting, it incentivizes people to get back to work, which means more productivity, more tax base, more tax revenue generated, more economic energy. You see what I'm saying? You see where we're going with this? And I think that might be part of Trump's brilliant plan here. Incentivize people to increase productivity and boost America's GDP. And yes, Social Security recipients are included. In fact, James Fishback, he said that those who paid into the system their entire lives should be at the front of the line to get these checks. Do you agree? And let's be honest, guys, after decades of paying into the broken system that's full of waste and fraud, don't they deserve that much, right? I mean, so let me know what you think, guys. Like, type yes in the comments if you think everyone earning income should qualify, or type no if you think it should be limited to higher income or net tax paying households. Now, here's where things get a little complicated, because even if everyone agrees these checks should go out to working Americans and seniors, Doge might not be able to pull it off unless the Supreme Court steps in. So that's why I want to talk to you guys right now about, because it could be the single biggest roadblock to this whole entire plan. So, and this one could decide whether Doge ever reaches that $2 trillion mark that's needed in order to deliver the full $5,000 checks. Now, let's talk about the massive legal battle that could make or break the entire Doge dividend check plan, okay? This one has gone all the way to the freaking Supreme Court, believe it or not, right? So here's what's happening. In order for the Doge, or the Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge, to continue clawing back billions of dollars in fraud and waste and abuse, they need full access to Social Security data, right? Why? Well, that's because there were some of the worst misuses of taxpayer money buried in there. I want you guys to think about overpayments. Think about duplicate benefits, fraudsters, false claims, outdated records. Get this, guys. Doge says there's billions of dollars just sitting out there, and it belongs back in your hands. But right now, their hands are tied. A federal appeals court just blocked Doge from accessing the SSA's full database, citing privacy concerns, you name it, right? So the judge said even top-level SSA staff cannot see some of the data, so they don't want Elon Musk's Doge department touching it either, right? So what happened next? Well, the Trump administration immediately filed an emergency appeal, and now the case is in front of the Chief Justice John Roberts, who has just demanded a response from the opposing side by May 12th. Now, today is May the 3rd, Saturday. I don't even know what day it is. So what's that? 9 days out. Here's the argument from Trump's legal team. You cannot eliminate waste and fraud if the very agency tasked with fixing it is denied access to the evidence. And they're right? If Doge can't dig through Social Security's books, then they can't find the fraud. And if they can't find the fraud, then they can't generate the savings. And if they can't generate the savings, then there's no checks to send out. So that's the whole domino effect in real time. So this whole Supreme Court decision is everything. Now, I need you guys to drop a 47 in the comments if you believe Doge should have access to SSA data to root out fraud and send those savings back to the people. Or, I respect your opinion. If you think it's too risky and Doge should keep their nose out of it and stay protected under strict SSA controls, drop a 46. Either way, guys, the court case, it's now probably the single biggest wild card that the entire Doge stimulus check effort's facing. So we need to talk about Trump's radical tax reform ideas, including no taxes on tips, no taxes on Social Security, and possibly no income tax at all if his tariff strategy plays out the way he's talking about. But yes, he actually said the IRS might become obsolete. Would anybody in the comments support eliminating the IRS? If you're okay with saying goodbye to the IRS, just put goodbye IRS. All right. Now, if you thought that the Doge dividend checks were wild, wait till you hear what else Donald Trump just announced as a part of his new tax plan. Okay. Because if Trump gets his way, millions of Americans may never, ever pay income tax again. So here's what Trump said just recently in a speech delivered within the last 48 hours. He said no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, no taxes on Social Security benefits, and get this, no income tax at all if anyone is earning under $200,000 a year. Let that sink in, right? That's like a mic drop moment. You can just walk off the stage at that point. You got my vote. Imagine keeping every dollar of your paycheck because instead of taxing you, Trump says, hey, the U.S. would shift entirely to something new and let that introduce the External Revenue Service, or the ERS. So screw the IRS, bring in the ERS, right? This would be fueled by tariffs, mainly on foreign imports. The goal? To bring in billions of dollars in revenue from other countries instead of squeezing every drop of money out of the American middle class. And Trump didn't just hint at that. He flat out said, we may not even need the IRS anymore. That's about as clear as it gets. Now, whether you love Trump or you hate Trump, you have to admit, this is the most aggressive tax overhaul proposal the country has seen in decades, right? So let me ask you this, guys. Would you support a shift away from the income taxes toward a tariff-based system? Drop a quick yes in the comments down below if you want to see the IRS replaced by the ERS. Or you could drop a no if you think it's too risky or it's just unrealistic. I understand either way. But here's what matters right now. The tax overhaul is in the same bill that's being worked in Congress that includes the Doge dividend checks. It's all intertwined. So if Republicans could get this thing over the finish line, we're not just talking about a one-time check here. We're talking about a permanent restructuring of how everyday Americans are taxed, how, Social Security is protected, and how foreign countries pay into our economy. And yet, there's one big problem. Doge is nowhere near the $2 trillion savings goal. That means the $5,000 check is still a little bit out of reach for now. So let's go ahead and break down the current status of Doge, like how far they've come and how far they still have to go. So let's talk about the heart of this entire plan here. The Department of Government Efficiency, better known as Doge, right? And the actual numbers behind the historic stimulus proposal. Here's the truth, guys. The $5,000 checks, they're not guaranteed. I think everyone on this watching the show right now, they know that, right? You guys know that. But the reason is because they're performance based. Now, Doge, their mission is very clear. Eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse from bloated federal programs, and then use that savings to reward hardworking Americans. Their target, $2 trillion in savings by July 2026. That's the magic number that unlocks the $5,000 Doge dividend refund checks. But right now, they're sitting at just $165 billion. Now, that's about 1/12 of the way there. So, there's some progress, but we need to pick up the pace, right? Now, if we translate that into dollars, that would be about $1,000 in savings per taxpayer, which means a possible check of just a few $100s if the program stopped today. Now, the good news, Doge is accelerating. They added $5 billion in savings just in the last 24 hours, and the momentum is building. If they can get full access to systems like Social Security, and if Congress locks in the funding mechanisms they need, we can see some significant progress. But this is also why the Supreme Court that we talked about earlier is so critical. Because if Doge can't dig deeper into the fraud, these fraud heavy programs like SSA, the savings stall and the check amounts shrink. And we don't want that, right? So let me know in the comments, guys. Would you be okay with getting a couple $100s, even if the Doge the Department of Government Efficiency doesn't hit the full goal? Would you be okay with a couple $100 check? Or would you rather that they hold out until they hit the $2 trillion mark and send out the full $5,000? So type in anything helps if you take a smaller amount, like a smaller check now, or type in full check only. If you want the $5,000 check or nothing, just type in full check only. But either way, you're watching history unfold right here. This is not just another stimulus update. This is a total reinvention of how government savings are used. And if it works, it could flip the entire system upside down. And now, before we wrap up, guys, I want to talk about what you can do, like how the public is reacting and why your voice in this moment right now could matter more than you realize. So I want to talk about you. Because while Congress is debating and the courts are deciding and Doge digs, the American people, you guys watching this video right now, you guys are the ones who will actually be able to demand these changes. Or you could just let them get buried in the bureaucracy. And trust me, guys, your voice matters now more than ever. So in the last few weeks, we've seen millions of Americans waking up to this plan. Some are hopeful, some are skeptical, and some are outright just furious that this money has even been being debated in the first place instead of already being returned. Now, Trump's campaign is sending emails out about this. James Fishback is meeting with Congress behind closed doors. And this video might be your only honest breakdown of what's really happening. So let me ask you this one time. Do you think this Doge check plan should go through? Do you think it should go through? Just type yes in the comments if you support the plan. Type no if you think the government should use the money to knock down the national debt instead. Now, if you think Social Security recipients, workers, and families should get a real cut of the government savings, I want you to drop a 47 to show your support for Doge accessing the SSA data and finishing the job. And hey, this isn't just about some one-time check. This is about a new precedent that when the government saves money, we get it back. Not the lobbyists, not the Pentagon, not the waste, but you. All right. So if you want to stay informed and not lied to or fooled, not distracted, but actually in the loop, as this unfolds over the next few days, I want you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, smash the heck out the like button for me. It really helps to get this video to reach more people, and also turn on that notification bell, because as soon as this final bill drops and we get confirmation on whether the Doge checks are in or out, I'm going to break it down for you guys in plain English with facts. All right. This could be potentially finalized in a few days. Now, we're on the edge of a once in a generation shift in how money flows back to the people. This could be part of the great wealth transfer that we've heard so much about. Anyway, this is bigger than a stimulus check, folks. This is the beginning of an American model. America first, people. America first, right? Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Stay sharp, stay engaged. Oh, and if you want to save some money now, possibly get some money back, give our friends over at Chapter a call. I'll leave a link for you guys in the description down below. Just hit the link up, see if they can help you out or not. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below.